There you go.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Burn It Down NASCAR podcast. We have an off week, so we're going to try and fill the time with talking about some news and getting you ready for Nashville. Um, we all know we got the one big story, and we'll cover that in just a little bit. I want to go into some other things first. Uh, I want to start out with, excuse me, Bruton Smith passed away today. Today's the 22nd of June. He was 95 years old. He was the owner of Bristol Motor Speedway, among many others. Uh, he helped build NASCAR into what it is. He also was an asshole. Uh, I'm not. He was a jerk. Do you remember? I think we were coming back from Canada on one of the fishing trips, and there was a big brouhaha at one of the tracks. I think it was Kansas, maybe Kentucky, where something was really wrong, and the people were so mad they wanted their money back. And he said, I'm not going to do that." And they asked him why, and he says, "Because I don't have to."
No, I don't remember that. No.
You don't? Okay. um but I want to give him kudos. Like I said, he helped build this sport into what it is by what he did with his tracks. I believe he ended up actually selling, I could be wrong, his interests to, I don't even want to guess. But he was 95 years old, and he passed away today at the age of 95. So
Yeah, I
give him
saw
some.
that all over NASCAR Twitter and stuff.
Yep. Um, Another little thing I want to cover because it's near and dear to our hearts. Michigan International Speedway announced today that they have sold out the infield camping for the first time since 2012.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? You had to get in line for a lottery to be able to go to the Michigan International Speedway in ground campgrounds for as long as we were in the area. It just,
And why is that?
tell me.
The partying?
Well, duh. I
The
was
people need to realize the reason is because they like to party the infield.
Oh my god, it's a carnival in there, and that's being nice. Uh I had back in the day when I was really way more involved and had hot press passes, and was got to know several of the crew members. One in particular, he was actually the crew member for Juan Montoya. He said there's only one other infield that's more fun than Michigan, and that's Talladega. And he said they're in a close tie for first and second. So I was heartened to see that. However, in the body of the same story, you can still buy a grandstand ticket for $39. They're having trouble giving those
You could probably
away.
walk up to there and they'll probably scalp one for $10.
Yeah,
You can probably get one of the worst seats for cheap and then go wherever you want. Sit wherever you
yeah,
want.
and that's a fact. And you don't have near the choice of going where you want anymore because they've taken all the
Yeah.
stands down in 3 and 4, and half of them out of turn two. But it was just nice to see that they're finally going to have a partay in the infield again
10
at
years?
Michigan. Yeah, 10 years, first time in 10 years that the infield has been sold out. So that's nice. That's good. Um, One other little tidbit I want to give a shout out to, and I'm proud of Kyle Petty. The boy, he does go out there and he gives back, and he's done this ever since his son was killed in New Hampshire. But the Kyle Petty Ride Across America raised 1.8 million for Victory Junction. So I just wanted to acknowledge that as well. That he does this every year, where he and celebrities and just no names get on their bikes and ride across, and they take donations, and it's pretty cool. They stop in towns and they help people do things, and you know meet and greets and stuff like that. It was funny when he was on his way out at Petty Motorsports. There was a big rumor going around that the only way he was going to get saved is the rumor was that Harley Davidson was coming in to sponsor him. And he said, right, I think it was actually on Speed TV at the time. He says, that's bullshit. I ride a victory. Why would I take their money? So, you got anything else before we go to the big one?
No, I actually did kind of like a research about what I'm surprised really nothing's come out besides talked
Yeah, there
about.
there really isn't a whole lot. There was a little shaking and going on with the SRX series. Of course, I've seen a lot of
Hilo Castroneves won, right? And now he can apparently his reward was a Daytona 500 ride, from what I understand, or something like that. I don't
I
know.
did not hear that.
Yeah, I think he won, and now the way he performed, now he gets a ride for Daytona. I don't want to say that's true, but
Is that with Tony Stewart? Because I'm looking at something and I don't want to necessarily play it because it's a video.
yeah, Castroneves climbs the fence, pulls away for the. I think he won, if I'm correct, and he can now he's got a ride for Daytona 500.
Huh. I wonder if it's with Tony. I'll have to research that a little because if that's true, that's interesting. But I see, like I said, there's a little interview here I just pulled up and it's a video. It's with Tony. Um, I don't know. Hey, if AJ Foyt can do it, why not? But they've kicked off. But where I was going with that is, and I have not watched it yet, but there's a lot of chatter about Jeremy Mayfield and his interview with
Junior.
Dale Jr. Yeah, on the Dirty Mo podcast, and I guess it's like 6 or 7 episodes that they stretched it into,
Oh, I
and
have no idea.
yeah, but and again, I've heard little tidbits. I do plan on actually downloading it and watching it sometime this week because what I've seen and what I've heard is it's really interesting. He's got a lot of good things to say. He comes clean about a lot of stuff. Um, so that's all I really have on that.
I saw a thing too, and Gary Mayfield won a couple races, and his models are.
Yeah, he never was a bad racer. He just had some bad habits.
Yeah, I'm trying to
And
find it. But I swear I saw something like that. That Helio Castroneves, since he won, it was a surprise to him that I was getting a Daytona. I don't want to say that's sure, but I'm sure I read that. Here it is. Castroneves is going to make a NASCAR start after what? That was the. I don't know. I should have looked up it more, but yeah, he gets a NASCAR start, and I'm sure it's Daytona. Trying to read. More important,
I,
winner. It's all promise of. I'm just trying to figure who said it, who's giving the app.
maybe it's the guy that owns Ross Chastain's team. He's looking for.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm sure he does. He since he won, there's give him a chance. I'm literally I've looked at a few ones. I swear I've read that. I just can't find who said.
Okay. What do you think about all the uh pictures that are coming out about Dodge possibly coming back. We've seen mock-ups with Stewart Haas cars and with Penske cars.
I don't know where they're coming from. They're popping up on my feed or wherever, and I don't know if they're mock-ups of computer renders of them doing it, fans doing it, and putting them on the internet because they look real, but with computers and stuff, you can make anything look real. So
Isn't it kind of interesting that both
the
Ford
Penske,
teams?
yes. Well, it was Penske who was Dodge.
Yeah, at one time.
Yeah. So
And let's face it, Fords are lacking this year
yeah,
big time.
yeah. So both of them looked sharp. It was the one we seen before. I guess I can show this picture wherever it's at. We showed Chase Briscoe last week. This one is of Austin Cindric's number 2.
I think they look cool. I like them.
Yeah. You're not gonna be able to see it on your. It looks good. It's Austin Cindric's Verizon number 2, silver and red. It looks really sharp. Like I said, it looks real, but I don't know if it's real. Like with things nowadays, it looks sharp. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's interesting. I don't see Penske. I don't see Penske leaving Ford. I really don't. Unless the money's there. I don't know. I don't know.
He was there before.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he won a championship or two with
yeah.
Dodge, but
He won it with Brad Keselowski. I know that.
Did Rusty win one?
I don't think it was Dodge though.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Clint Bowyer. I feel so sorry for the man.
Yeah, I was gonna say feel, and the thing is, I'm glad it kept under wraps of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, usually stuff like that gets out quick, like fire, and I'm glad the cops or whoever was there didn't like leak it to the press or the new. You know what I'm saying? Like they let him come out when it was right for him to deal with it. I know it was like maybe 10 days after it happened or something like that, but holy shit. Yeah. Just driving home after the Gateway race. It wasn't even Sonoma or Sonoma. It wasn't even that. It was after the Gateway. He was driving home to wherever he lives.
Somewhere in Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas. And he was.
But it was late at night. They said it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. But
yeah.
And just to, again, I'm sure everybody knows what's going on or what's happened. But he went up an exit ramp, and some young lady was in the middle of the road, and he couldn't avoid her, hit her, and killed her.
He was alcohol free. He called the cops immediately. Drug free.
He stopped. He assisted.
They found crystallized substance found on the female victim's belongings.
She tested positive for more than just a thing or two.
Yeah.
So they're thinking she was in some kind of dazed stupor, and really, I don't know. I'm sorry for her. I'm sorry for her family. I'm really, because Clint, this just destroyed him.
You imagine him trying to work through it. You know what I'm saying? Coming like nothing happened. You could tell something. You know,
there's no way.
You could see with the way he is with his expressions and how you could tell there was something major wrong. And obviously he'd be hiding it until after the race. And it was good of NASCAR and Fox to do what they did. And we were hoping it wasn't something serious. It was his family, and it wasn't, but it's something very serious. And I want
to give hats off to Jamie McMurray for stepping up at such short notice.
That was Larry McReynolds.
I promise you, he probably wasn't in Sonoma when this happened. He was probably in Charlotte at the studios. So for him to giddy up and fill in his shoes for Clint at the track was I'm very happy about that. And again, I just heartfelt sorrow and everything for all involved. And again, especially this young lady's family, of course, Clint and his family. And I don't care who you are, whether something like this happens to you, whether you're doing everything right or you've done something wrong. And obviously did not do anything wrong. I don't care who you are. You're always going to second guess yourself and see if there's something you could have done to make this not happen. And I'm going to be very interested because at some point Clint's going to come out and he's going to talk about it.
He'll hold that in for years.
Well,
It's
it'll be a while.
Tony Stewart's never talked about him with his situation, and he killed that kid in dirt.
Yeah, but he turned around and got his ass sued right away.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was a whole. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying you're comparing apples to oranges on this one. You know that was just a racing incident. Um, and I don't remember all the particulars about that, but you are correct that Tony never did come out but he couldn't, because his family, that kid's family, turned around and sued him almost instantly for wrongful death, and it's like what? But you're right. But I do believe Clint and his personality.
He's torn up. He's gonna be torn up for a while.
Yeah,
he's not gonna be the same.
And it wouldn't surprise me if his first interview about it wouldn't be with Dale Jr. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, but like I said, I just don't know if he's gonna be ready to talk about it for years.
You never know.
And it's like gonna be something. That's something like that would be hard to talk about, because you're just driving home, you hit somebody, you can tell about the experience, but also he might be, private enough to where it's about him and that family, and he just, I don't know, I just don't see him talking about it anytime soon.
I would bet he's doing everything he possibly can to help the family.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's monetary or support, emotional. So I mean, they've got to try to heal, whether they do it separately or together. Like I said, I think there's going to be a big reveal coming up at some point. I do respect the news media in that particular area for basically, they've done nothing. Yeah, they've done nothing but report the facts.
Yeah.
And they've left it alone after that. And of course, the police, they just issued their report. And NASCAR and Fox and all them, it's really been non-mentioned.
Yep.
So, like I said, I can't say enough how sorry I feel for the guy. Whether you screwed up or not, somebody's still dead, and that family is reeling. Clint's family is reeling, and nobody involved in this situation is ever going to be the same again. It's that simple. So,
nope.
All right. Let's move on to Nashville. NASCAR's only had one race at the Cup level at this track in recent history.
Yep.
So there's really not a lot to go on, other than Kyle Larson won it last year, and he stunk the thing up. He led 264 of 300 laps.
This is where Kyle Larson took off last. It was around this time.
Yeah. As I see posts all over the place where he's the heavy favorite for this, and this is going to reignite. We'll see. That's all I can say is
he's got to come back from the Sonoma tire. It's a new pick, but a new crew chief and tire changer and back. I'm sure Hendrick's got top tier people from all over the place, but you still got to deal with a change of pace.
Yep. Anyway, the top 10 last year, and again, this is only we're going back for only the second time, but it was Larson, Byron, Stenhouse Jr., Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Kyle Suarez, Amarola, Chastain, and Kevin Harvick. Excuse me, honorable mention to Joey Logano in 11th. Keselowski had trouble here last year. Truex had trouble. Elliott, he actually was on the lead lap, but he finished 26th. Led 13 laps. Blaney must have been in some kind of an accident because he was 27th. Completed only 53. So that's what we have for Nashville. And I'll be honest with you, I was very mad at NASCAR last year, and I did not watch this race. So I'm gonna do it this year.
Well,
I
it's
didn't see it,
NBC
so I
or it's
can't
on
tell you
US.
much. Huh?
Well, it's NBC USA's first race, so it's going to be interesting how they swap over do things. It's on NBC. I don't
Is
like
it
it.
on NBC
It's
or
NBC.
USA?
It's NBC, but I don't like it. It's 5 p.m. start time. I am getting sick and tired of 3, 4 p.m. start times, 5 p.m. Whatever happened to 1:30, 2 o'clock?
I agree. I don't know. It used to be 1:30 everywhere.
Yeah. It's mainly the after the Nashville, it's 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2:30.
That's still too late.
Yeah, it's just like, come on.
Trying to.
I don't know. That's another thing that bothered to me. Start times really 5 p.m. Like I got by the time the race is over, it's time to go to bed. I didn't.
Yeah. Trying to get a picture of the track.
Well, I just looked at the NASCAR website, and one of the first things it says is, "Will we see brake issues at Nashville Speedway? Probably, or tire issues."
Yeah, or tire, one of the two. Um, is Nashville a full mile?
Oh, no, 0.9.
Okay,
No,
so it's
no.
just
Nashville, is it Fairgrounds?
yeah, it's Nashville Fairgrounds.
Oh, it's 0.596 miles. 0.596. Half.
So it's a half mile,
Oh.
but it's not near as banked as most half miles. I'm trying to pull up the stats on it.
Its banking is apparently both. All four corners are 18 degree and straights are 30.
Yeah, but 18, yeah, that's some banking, but not a lot. Well,
It's gonna be super fucking hot. Too.
oh man.
There, I think tires are gonna be the main subject. They're gonna burn them tires up. It's gonna be super hot. I got to get. What they are for Sunday. Right now it's 99.
Yeah, they're right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's 99 right now. Come on. Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, come on, load. Daily. Thursday 93, Friday 94, Saturday 97, Sunday 96, and rain.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
It looks like half rain, half sunshine, thunderstorm, one Sunday and Monday. So they might get postponed to Tuesday. Obviously can't do hourly, see what the hourly says, but yeah. Be super hot and possibly wet. That race.
I don't know. Like I said, I did not watch this race last year. So I am looking forward to it this year. I really am.
I think
With
it's
this,
gonna be a clusterfuck. How hot it is. They're just getting back from a break off. It's mid-season, so everybody's got to get in gear. There's people
we
gonna
only got 10 to go, and there's not a weekend off between now and when the playoffs start.
so people are gonna be like, all right, gotta win or go home, and it depends on them being in a ride or not. And there's gonna be a lot of people who have not won, and then their ride depends on it. So
and that's true. That is true.
there's gonna be a lot of things happening.
Where am I going here? I wanted to look something up.
Other
Trying
than
to see who
I don't
hasn't won yet this year, or who has won, I should say. Who's locked in?
who's won. Ross Chastain was 2. Joey Logano was 2. William Byron was 2. Denny Hamlin was 2. Elliott was 1, and everybody else has 1. Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman, Chase Briscoe, Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric, and Kurt Busch. I'll have.
So we've got 12 right now that are locked in, which means there's 4 more spots.
And people like I do. It's 10 races. Really do think we're gonna have over. We have people who normally win at least once a year: Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex, Kevin Harvick, and people who should win, who's been doing really well. There's Christopher Bell, there's Tyler Reddick. You might throw a Ricky Stenhouse in there because he's been there. He just has, on and off. You never know. Brad Keselowski might pull one out of his ass. I don't know.
He's gonna have to.
So, but I hate to say it, Bubba still's got Atlanta, Daytona, and Talladega coming up. He could still win. Sad to say that, but he's a super speedway guy.
He's a second coming of Michael Waltrip.
And then you got Eric Jones. He can do it. He's Michael McDowell, who's another super big guy. Which actually he's proven himself recently. He's been a very consistent driver. Chris Buescher came back last week, did really well. There's a lot of guys who can sneak, win in there. But like there's a handful that usually win every year that hasn't won this year. There's a very, very, very possible that we're going to have 16 plus different winners this year. It's not going to be like last year where Kyle Larson has 10 wins a season.
No, it might be Ross Chastain this year.
Get to it.
So, who you got for the win here?
Such a crapshoot. They've only been here once on an old car. Man, I'll say Tyler Reddick.
For the win?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking Chastain. And he's gonna wreck Hamlin on his way to it. Who you got for your dark horse?
I'm going to take Brad because he kind of impressed me. Him and RKF impressed me last week. Both were see how they it transitions. I think they might have found something.
I'm taking Cole Custer, and I'm doing that because the boy is fighting for his job.
He is absolutely. Like I said, if he doesn't, he's 27th in points in Stewart Haas Racing equipment. That boy should be top 12.
Yeah, and he knows it.
Yeah.
And Tony knows it, and I'll bet Tony's told him about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not asking for checkered flags, but by God, boy, 27th ain't getting the job done.
Hell no.
Bubba Watch. Last year he was 20th at this track, and he was a lap down at the finish.
He won't finish. A tire will get him. He won't finish. And he will. I don't know. I'll say what 50 laps, 100 laps. He won't finish.
Right.
He'll blow a tire.
I just all I'm saying on him is he won't finish on the lead lap. And then we've kind of incorporated the Denny Hamlin. What do you think? He was 14th last year.
He's such a higher low guy right now. I'm gonna go. He'll finish, but it won't be a good finish. That's the best. Maybe top 20.
I'm saying he won't finish because I think Ross Chastain. It's been enough time now. He's got to show Denny Hamlin that he's not scared of him.
I think if Denny tries to retaliate, I think it's Days of Thunder, game on. Put some tires on me.
I think it's game on already. I really do, because even though Chastain screwed up and he admitted he screwed up, Hamlin's made several comments in the media that this ain't over. I think Chastain's going to make sure it's over. And he's going to show him, look, I screwed up one time. This time was intentional. How do you like me now?
Oh.
And he's got to establish himself. Otherwise,
people are going to push him around.
People are going to push him around.
Remember, we still have the other feud that hasn't resolved itself yet. It's Joey Logano and William Byron. Neither. They've gone and said Joey's owed one too. Now, will they do it? Will they've calmed down and
I think that's another incident that if William Byron thinks he's going to go and put his big boy pants on and mess with Logano, he may do it one more time, but that'll be the end of that. I know Logano's got his win. What's he got to lose?
Byron has 2 wins. He has nothing to lose.
That's the point. So if you want to play bumper cars, let's go. And I think Logano, like you said, that's going to be as big a Days of Thunder as anybody in the pits. Put tires on, let me go. Bye.
Yeah.
And you know what? Until you mentioned that, I had almost forgot about that one. But
I think that's an underlying one because it's been a while since it's happened, and then we had the whole Chastain thing happen. And
that took it off the front page.
Yeah. I still think that's there. Will it resolve itself this year? Very possible. If anything does happen, William Byron might say, you know what, screw it. Me possibly being in the top 4 or 8 is worth more than crashing, having retaliation. I don't know.
Both of these two feuds, they may not surface again until we get into the chase, especially if Hamlin
has to win. If they say they have to win, if let's say Hamlin's out and Ross has to win the advance, what if Danley takes him out?
Yeah. I agree. This could, but I think that one, because I've read some things where people are like, he can't let Denny Hamlin intimidate him. And they're right. Even though he made a mistake, Denny was the little crybaby bitch that wouldn't accept his apology. And I have never, in all my years of watching NASCAR, seen what anybody do what Denny Hamlin did that day. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times he tried to slow him down and prevent him from passing him. And I've seen the argument where the second, okay, we'll let that go. The 3rd time, Chastain should have just Pittman moved his ass right into the wall and made sure his day was done.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, you've made your point.
Well, it's the same thing as last year. I don't know if you were watching then, because I know you're kind of like in a boycott with that. Alex Bowman rattled Denny's cage for the win, and on Alex Bowman's burnout donuts, Denny came up and put his nose to Alex Bowman's car during the burnouts
I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember
because he was
that.
mad about it. I'm like, dude, stop. You spun out many other people for a win, and then one of them is his teammate Chase. You've done it. Harder racing. He got to you. He spun you. He probably didn't mean to hit you that hard, but yes, Denny's got an attitude.
He's got a history of a hot head.
Yeah, and that is, in my opinion, yes, you're mad about it, but dude, he won the race. Let him celebrate. Wait till pit, road or something, and then confront him. But don't take your car out there and literally put him nose to nose with Alex Bowman. And Alex Bowman and Denny have had a history too. I think Denny has a history with all of Hendricks. Much.
I was gonna say there's a lot of different histories with Denny Hamlin on and off the track, for that matter. I just got no respect for the man anymore. I've never really cared for him as a driver, and I don't know why, but he was just never the kind of guy I could root for, but I didn't hate him.
He wasn't relatable. I guess is the best way to put it for me. He wasn't relatable.
Well, again, back in the days when Mark and I used to go into the pits all the time, he was one of the most unapproachable people down there. He really was. He was kind of like Dale Earnhardt Sr. Dale Earnhardt, he didn't like media in the pits unless you had a camera on your shoulder. As far as just sitting down and talking to you, he was like, I don't got time for this. My merchandise trailer's on the outside, and I'll be there at such time. If you want to go there and buy some of my stuff, I might talk to you. But unlike, let's say, Kyle Petty or Jeff Burton, Jeff Gordon, always. I mean, there was 3 or 4 different times where Mark and I just walked. I think by the 3rd or 4th time, he's like, "Hey, man, I remember. Don't got your names, but I remember you guys." And most of the drivers are very approachable, but Denny Hamlin is not one of those drivers. Hell, Kyle Busch is more approachable than that guy. Especially if you're wearing some M&M shit.
Yeah.
So
I'm still waiting for that news to break. We got things coming soon.
Yeah.
News. We got Truex news, Bush news. Hopefully it comes out here soon enough, but I think
we've beat to death the Kyle Busch possibly going to Stewart Haas. And so I don't want to stick on that too much, but I'm hearing more rumblings about Denny Hamlin putting on a 3rd team at 2311 and going to be a 3rd driver for himself. I don't know. Kurt Busch is still the one showing him how to get the job done.
Yeah. I would like Kurt Busch to do a good run into the playoffs, maybe top 8. I don't know if he'd do more than that. But I guarantee you, if he's in it, the only one of 2311, whatever, they better be putting any type of money and everything into his car and not worry about fucking Bubba. They need to stop worrying about Bubba. He's sponsored. Their eyes are on him. But you know what? The Kurt Busch car, he's in the chase. That's your money guy. The further he goes, there's more eyes on you guys. The more. So.
Well, as you know, I'm a long-time old school Kurt Busch, clear back to the 97 Sharpie Chartreuse car, or that hot pink. Him and Jeff Burton both had those color schemes down. But and I would like to see him go into the Final Four, to be honest with you. And
it'd be nice.
Not because,
It would be nice to see that.
And again, it's not because I'm such a huge Kurt Busch fan. But see, Bubba, this is how a real racer does it.
Consistency, not bitching about his man. It's just, if NASCAR has a thing called radioactive on YouTube channel, and it's pretty much just radio chatter. They dub over the race about certain situations, and just it's nothing but bitching from Bubba. It's not about his racing. It's all the equipment, the pit stops. Which pit stops, yes, that's where it's not his fault, but it's nonstop, never his fault. The car is this, the tire is this, and it's just gotta at one point. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, at some point you got to say that. But like I said, to me, he's the second coming of Michael Waltrip. If he can't hold it on the floor and not worrying about hitting the wall in turn one, okay, he's halfway decent. He seems to be able to drive the draft. But just like Michael Waltrip, any time you have to involve real talent from the driver, forget it.
Yep.
No, I mean, I'll give you last race wasn't his fault. I don't know why the car blew up, but I think he only made it like 10 or 15 laps.
It was 10 laps, and only way a car blows up like that is if you over rev it. So I'm assuming he misshift, but like that's catastrophic. Yeah, that's catastrophic. So I don't know what happened.
That would make sense on on a road course that he missed a shift and over revved the motor. But how do you do that in sequential? It's not like you drop it into neutral, in the H pattern. You're in a gear no matter what.
I don't know. I haven't heard about it.
You can do something like that is what Hamlin did at Vegas and put it in reverse.
I don't know. I haven't read up on it, but I'm guarantee you that motor was torn apart and figured out what happened. Something catastrophic. There was coolant coming out of his tailpipe, so it
water flow. It blew up.
Yeah, it blew up. It wasn't oil blow up. It was a coolant, so it's something catastrophic happened. So I don't know. He has no chance of the chase unless one of these. How many super speedways do we got left?
You got Atlanta, Daytona, and Talladega.
Well, Atlanta's coming up in July 10th, so that's 2 weeks away. 2.5.
Or is Daytona the beginning of the chase? Or the last
No,
one?
it's the last race before the chase.
Okay.
We got Atlanta July 10th. We got Michigan. That might run like it's a very fast track. We got Michigan on August 7th. We have Daytona August 27th. That's all before the chase. And then when it's in the chase, it's Talladega October. So he has 2 or 3 chances.
Michigan is that track is 5 lanes wide, just gives him more area to screw up.
Hey, that's a track that's been predominantly foot to the floor. There's not much shifting once you get up.
I remember Mark Martin back in the day. He ran a lap of 2:05, almost 2:06 there.
Yeah, so it's a
that was
fast,
amazing.
Yep. So he has if the new car allows him to not shift and have full speed ahead, Michigan might be a track for him. Sad to say. Like I said, there's Atlanta, Michigan, and then Daytona is last race before the play. That's a night race. Other than that, he's got nothing. We got Nashville, then we got Road America, then we got Atlanta, New Hampshire, Pocono, Indy Road Course, which I think I don't mind Indy Road Course, but you can't get rid of the Brickyard for that. You need to do Indy and the Brickyard. I'm sorry.
I agree.
That's another topic.
Pocono might be another one, too.
I thought that too, but I don't know. The different banks of each turn, I don't think can handle it. What's his stats on Pocono? I don't know. I'd have to pull it up. I don't think he's good at Pocono. I thought that too, because it's long straights, but he has to brake for those corners, and each corner is different.
I can get that real quick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to let you do. Then there's Richmond, then Watkins. Man, we got 3 road courses coming up. Road America.
You hear that they're talking about cashing in Road America for this stupid Chicago race?
Yeah, I heard they're trying to. Yeah, I heard they're trying to do the Chicago street race. I didn't think they're gonna replace Road America. Just add to it. They got rid of 1 Michigan race, which is good. They didn't need 2. Same thing as Pocono. They didn't need 2.
I don't. I'm not into the street race thing. I'm sorry. That's F1. Stay home. Don't do this. All right, Bubba at Pocono.
How he does that?
Last 10 races. Well, he's only been there 9 times. He has one top five, one top 10. He's led 7 laps.
Probably when else everybody else is pitting.
Average finish. Average
Oh, that's
finish
not
is
good.
22.
There you go. Yeah, he can't handle the turns, even though it's a flat, straight race.
Yeah. Well, tunnel turn gets him.
Yeah, it's just each turn's too different for him to comprehend. Now the new car, maybe I don't know. The new car is obviously game changer. So I don't want to say yes or no, but he still has 3 races that are technically super speedways, which he could race.
All right. So I want to examine something real quick here. Oh, come on. As long as we're beating the boy up, let's do it with facts.
He don't do shit at New Hampshire either. He only has.
Oh no.
And there's Road America. He's not good at road courses. If he blows up another car the same way, oh boy.
All right, where you at, boy? Where are you? I don't even see you on the chart at Daytona. You kidding me?
They did use a Daytona road course. How they took that off?
Doing the road course. I'm just.
No. I'm just when you just said that, I just noticed they didn't do the.
Thank you. That's not a road course track.
No, but they've done it for 2 years straight. So.
I don't. He's so bad he doesn't even make the list. I'm telling you, he's. Oh, there. Okay. There it is. Daytona, last 10 races. He's got 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s. His average finish is 12.5. So give him props where that is. So that's proven he's a plate race guy right there. And I wasn't looking high enough. I was just looking down towards the bottom. I'm sorry. My bad. All right. So he's a top 10 guy there. At Talladega. His averages finish is 19.2. He does have a win, a top 5, and a top 10.
And that win is an asterisk. Anybody else, they wouldn't have called that race. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, that's like Michael Waltrip when he won his second Daytona. All right, and let's go one more because the next one you said that we're going to that's kind of a short track is New Hampshire. So
if anything, is what's his Michigan? That's the.
All right, let me do New Hampshire because I'm filtering that right now. Man, he's awesome at New Hampshire.
What, 30th?
Yep. Average finish of 23.8. No top 10s, no top 5s. No poles, no wins. Okay. Well, one more. What'd you say?
Michigan International. I just think with this new car on Michigan, they're gonna be fast and it's gonna be pedal to the metal. Pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal. There you go. All right, let's take a look at Michigan here.
I know they can hopefully pass on it. I don't know with this new car with the way user is.
They need to get rid of that stupid thing. At Michigan, he's only got one top 10. His average finish is 20.6.
You never know, but with his new car, I just because Atlanta, he wasn't good at Atlanta until the new super speedway came up with the new repave, and he did well at recently Atlanta repave. With Michigan being a super speedway, go fast. I don't know. That's a potential, but I'm surprised he even has a ride. But it's Bubba.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the thing that we can't really talk about, but uh, I still have to wonder how much longer Michael Jordan's going to put up with this.
I say 2 years max. If he doesn't perform, he's gonna be gone. They're gonna give him a couple years because he has sponsors to pay for it.
This is his second year.
Yep, and his average finish has not changed. Average finish is still 20th, with crashing and damaging cars.
Kurt Busch has been there less than half a year, and he's already got a win, and he's in the chase. So if you're MJ and you're Hamlin, it's
sponsorship only goes so far.
Yep, and the equipment's the same.
Yep, it's probably actually better. It's sad to say that it's probably better. Bubba, it's how like Jimmy Johnson and Gordon, and they always got better equipment, or Junior, whoever.
Well, all right. We've probably stretched this out.
There's not much to talk about. Like I said, I looked for news, and there's literally nothing. Everybody's been pretty hush hush. There's minor news and stuff like that, but it really doesn't pertain to. I care. Like Austin Dillon's got a new reality show. I fucking care.
I don't either. And Kyle Busch has got a new movie, a podcast, or
something
on Netflix. I don't care. I've seen it all. So yeah, I agree with you. So anyway,
Richmond Speedway's got a new president. I forgot about that. Richmond Speedway, Lori Clear. Richmond president. New female president. Like I said, there is news, but it's not.
It's not
groundbreaking. Like something to talk about that matters. Like
on the fantasy league, I want to cover again. Just go to NASCAR.com, click on Fantasy Live, I believe it is.
NASCAR, yeah.
Fantasy Live. When you get there, search for the group Burn It Down NASCAR Podcast. Get yourself an account, get signed up. We really want to get a bunch of people in there, because if we can get a fair amount of people, we've got some plans to do for the chase when we get there, but we got to have enough people.
Yeah, we only had that Lunar join. That's it.
Yeah, and he kicked our asses for first.
He could pick anybody he wants, and it all resets.
Yep. No,
he's got a handicap,
but he's gonna be. Well, anyway, there's no way he's gonna win the regular season.
No,
we'll put it. He may smoke us for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
or the regular season.
He may pass Frank, but who knows?
Yeah, he ought to get a prize if he does do that. All right, so let's wrap it up. And in closing, I do want to say heartfelt, deepest condolences to Clint Bowyer and his family, and this young lady that lost her life. Not assigning any blame or citing any fault. It was a tragic situation, and I just want to really say I feel sorry for everybody involved, and that goes not just for Clint and the young lady, but the families and everything they're going to have to deal with in the coming days, months, and years. So Godspeed to all of them. They're going to need our prayers and our thoughts. So with that, I am done.
Pretty much. There's nothing. I thought more news would have came. Probably saving everything for the NBC ratings and what. All I would rather say is, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/ or search Burn It Down Podcast. On Twitter, we're Burn It Down Cast, and then Facebook.com. Page is Burn It Down Podcast, and the same thing with the audio. The audio is on pretty much any most popular podcast sites, on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and RSS.com. Just search Burn It Down Podcast or under the podcast tab, Burn It Down Podcast, and we are there. One thing I did want to say is from this week, I think I looked before this today or whatever, we had 25 views on the YouTube, which is actually over double than what we've normally been getting, which is good. And also on the audio version, we got 25 to 30 different new listens on our podcast on the audio side. So that is also up from previous weeks. So that's also
Baby
good.
steps, we'll get there.
Yeah.
It's just thank you for everyone that has listened and is starting to listen. And
all I can say is comment so we can have a section in the podcast to, if you have a comment that's actually intriguing to talk about, we'll bring it up. Yep. And if you have an insight
we're just
news,
a father and son duo here. We've got a third dude, and hopefully he'll be able to start getting with us on a regular basis. His name is Frank. But we're just two guys sitting around talking about what we think and things that have happened. And as you can tell, we like to beat people up and we like to have fun. So we call it like it is. We'd welcome anybody that wants to challenge us on anything. We're all ears. We said it last week. I'll say it again. You got a good enough point and you change my mind. I have no problem putting you on here with us and making your point. And we'll have a discussion about it. But again, we're just a father having a good time with his son in a sport that we both love. So follow us, view us, listen to us, and tell us what you think. We only know what we hear, and that's all we can do.
Yep, absolutely. Other than that, look forward to Nashville, and hopefully it's a good race. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't get rain out till Tuesday, but we'll see.
All right. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next time.